Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fans React. This is FanCast episode 9, and today we've got Karl, otherwise known as the Adopted Mackem on YouTube. How you doing, Karl?
Not too bad, Paul, mate. How are you?
Not bad at all, thanks, mate. How's it going with this lockdown thing? Are you coping okay?
Yeah, just working all the way through this, keeping busy.
Yeah.
Keep on.
Yeah, working does help. I work as well in an airport, so I haven't had much time off in it. I think it helps a lot of people, doesn't it? Because if you're just stuck in the house all the time, it can get a bit depressing.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, we've got lots to talk about today. We've got the usual 10 questions. I appreciate you coming on, by the way. Before I actually start on the questions, I'm going to leave the links to Karl's channel in the description and his Twitter account. So go over, check him out. If you like what you say, subscribe and just leave a little comment on one of his videos saying Sack Fans React sent you. That would be fantastic. Right, anyway, first of all, mate, what made you get involved with YouTube? What made you start doing the videos in the first place?
Oh, well, at first I was going to be like a little gaming channel, just messing around with Call of Duty, FIFA. And then I did my first reaction video with Michael Bowers last season for the Grimsby Sunderland game. I thought, why not? I'll do a little one on my channel with him, and it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then I thought, why not? Let's keep going.
Yeah, you got the YouTube bug.
Yeah, got the YouTube bug. I've hit 41 brilliant subscribers.
Yeah.
Trying to reach 50 up to the end of the year. That's Michael's target.
Yeah, you'll get that, mate. You should definitely get that.
But yeah, I'm loving doing Sunderland pre-match games, post-match games, speaking to the fans when we could. But now it's just me and a camera.
Yeah, that's the way a lot of people do it, mate, and it's good. It's I think it's a bit more intimate. You get to know the person a bit better, I think. So yeah, I think your channel's a great idea. Like, there's a few people doing it, but like what I've noticed recently is a lot of the YouTubers are starting to come together a bit more, help each other, support each other out, and that's very important. I think it's good to see.
Yeah, I mean, with Michael, he was on about trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2019. I did my first video for the Tranmere game, and I asked for them, and they smashed it.
Yeah.
And I did one a couple of months back, trying to get them up to 2,000. They smashed it.
Yeah.
So let's get them up to 3,000.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could do it. He's so, as everybody knows, well, most people will know that watch this channel. He was a previous guest on FanCast, and I love him. I just think he's brilliant. The way he talks about the game's way better than anything I could do. So, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Anyway, as the name suggests, you're an adopted Mackem. How did that come about?
Mikey, because I was originally born in Grimsby, and I've got family history up in Ryop. And after the Tranmere game last season when we won 5-0, he came up with the name of the Adopted Mackem, and it sounded really good. So I thought, why not? I'm going to use it.
Yeah, yes. But what made you actually want to be an adopted Mackem? Why? Because obviously you must have. Did you support Grimsby? I take it.
Yeah, it's my hometown, and my stepdad, he's been a Sunderland fan for over 40 years. And ever since I moved up here about 14, 15 years ago, people were like, well, you got to pick a side.
Yeah.
Sunderland, Newcastle. I thought, I'll leave out of it. I'll stay neutral. But then the Sunderland bug just kept biting and biting and biting. I thought, that's my colours. That's my team.
Yeah, well, if you don't mind me saying so, I think you picked the best one. Well,
I think I did myself.
Not in terms of league position, but everything else about Sunderland, in my opinion and your opinion, I'm sure it is way better than Newcastle.
The fans at the Stadium of Light, the passion, the huge fan base, the YouTube community, it's all brilliant. And I've definitely picked the right side because I've, apart from True Geordie, who I watch a few times because he's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't see many Newcastle ones. So,
yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really search for them, but I agree with what you're saying about the True Geordie. He's just amazing. I've always liked him. He's probably the best mag that I've ever seen on YouTube. Or he's better than Ant and Dick. Anyway, you also decided to get involved with this channel. You send in reactions quite regularly. What sort of appealed you to get involved with this channel as well?
Well, when you first mentioned it on Twitter that you were going to do a fan react, I thought that is absolutely brilliant. How come there hasn't been a channel like this before, where you get the fans to do a reaction from all over? So when I first heard about it, I thought I would like to be a part of this, and I've been sending reactions ever since.
Yeah, I appreciate your input. Everybody that's involved in the channel. I think I keep saying it every week, but we've got some great set of lads on the channel. There's a few newcomers coming to the channel that they're setting up their own things as well. And I think they're going to do a great job. So thanks to everybody that's involved. It's actually doing really well. So I'm happy with that. How long have you been a Sunderland fan? And say you're adopted. How long have you been adopted with us?
Well, it's been a good few years. My first Stadium of Light game was the League Cup semi-final, first leg, Sunderland v Manchester United.
All right. Yeah.
That was my first one.
So you've definitely seen some ups and some downs in your time already. Not many ups.
Oh, yes.
Not many ups.
The ups when we beat Man United. The downs was Dick Advocat. I know a load of Sunderland fans don't like Dick Advocat, but I was there when he didn't make any subs during the League Cup game when we got thrashed by Man City.
All right.
Yeah, I was at that one.
Yeah, so would you say that's your worst moment being a Sunderland fan, or would you say, because a lot of fans are actually suggesting that how we are now could be the worst moment that they've experienced? What would you say?
I would say the Dick Advocat era was my worst moment.
Yeah.
Definitely my worst moment as a Sunderland fan.
Oh, and Manchester United was your best?
Tranmere, first ever time I went there was the best one.
All right.
But in terms of excitement, passion, and literally losing my voice, it had to be Tranmere.
Yeah. Sometimes just the atmosphere makes it more of a special moment than the actual performance or the game, doesn't it? Right. So we had Doncaster yesterday. I know we've seen the fans' reactions on the channel. Not any good ones as you'd expect. Did you get a chance to watch the game, or have you seen most of the game?
I got to see the highlights, and
it's hard to know where to start, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. All the chances, what we had, the shots on target. I mentioned in my reaction video this morning, we could have killed the game. We could have killed the game, but I don't know what Parkinson was thinking with tactics and stuff like that, but we let it go. We should have got easy 3 points, and we ended up with a point at Keepmo, and it's absolutely ridiculous. We should have killed it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the fans, every game that passes, a lot more fans are getting closer and closer to being Parkinson out, if they're not already Parkinson out. Like you said in that game, that substitution at the end with Max Power was completely pointless. So a lot of fans are obviously looking at that, saying you've got 5 substitutions now. You made 2, none of them early. What do you think of Parkinson? Are you Parkinson in, Parkinson out?
I'm Parky out. He's got to go. He has got to go. First 5 games, I thought, well, he's improved from last season. We got a shot. We're doing great. And then he's just gone downhill. The big one for me was getting knocked out in the first round of the FA Cup. that's when it started going down for me, jumping on the Parky out bandwagon.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think I said before that game, it's common knowledge, and if you keep winning games, it breeds winning. It keeps the confidence in the team. And even though like a lot of us weren't bothered about actually being in the cups, getting defeated and not really maybe playing that well, sort of, even though it's not the exact same starting 11, it does affect the starting 11 of the league games, because it's in the club, in it, they're all down, you know what I mean? And I just think it affects the league team players as well. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, big time. With every team needs a good run of wins to build the confidence. But if you're not getting that, and the manager's is literally refusing to rotate the system, then you're still going to have that loser mentality, and Parkinson's not rotating the system.
Yeah, exactly. He's I mean, there was, speaking of Doncaster, there was some good performances, I think, especially in the first half, some nice passing and Denver Hume getting down the wings. But for me, it's always the final ball. I mean, Denver Hume could be crossing some excellent balls, but if there's nobody there to attack them as well, so we've got a few issues with the strikers, and the final ball is probably the main concern. But we can't let this go by without mentioning Grant Ledbetter's goal. Did you say that?
What? Yeah, I saw Grant's goal.
It's got to be the goal of the season, isn't it? Possibly one of the goals of the league season in the league.
Gotta be. The way he got it was absolutely fantastic.
Would you say he was man of the match? Would you say he was your man of the match, or?
I couldn't pick a man of the match, but after rewatching the highlights, I would say Ledbetter would be my man of the match. Will be my man of the match, big time.
Yeah. What do you think Parkinson could have done to get the win? What should he have done differently?
Instead of bringing on Power, I would have brought on an extra defender. Close that defensive hole. Keep Doncaster at bay. Keep him away from Smith, from Coppinger. Keep him at bay. We would have had the 3 points.
Yeah. Would you have brought them on earlier as well?
I would have waited until like the 75th minute, 80th minute, then bring on another defender. Then we've got like 10, 14, 15 minutes of fresh legs on them, just to help out with the players who's been on the pitch near on all game.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed Jack Dodds made a good point on his red and white preview. He said, why not bring Sanderson on? He's looked all right when he has played, in my opinion, anyway. And that would have freshened up the legs at the back. And, you know, especially Max Power cut on 91 minutes. He could have just scrapped that idea, brought him on, maybe brought somebody on with a bit of pace as well, like Diamond, something like that. So we've got a bit of pace in the midfield, some fresh legs at the back. And for me, that would have sort of secured the win.
Yeah, big time. Plus, on Jack Diamond, I've not seen him actually have a starting 11 league game yet so far.
No, I think it's pre-season.
But yet Parkinson says he's the future of the club. If he's the future of the club, Phil, why is he not playing?
Very true. Michael Bowers said that a few times. If these youth players can't break into the team now, then they never will they? So I think I totally agree with that. So overall, how would you see since, I mean, we know you're Parkinson out, but how would you see the season's going? We're not that far off the top two in terms of points, but what would you give the overall sort of rating of the season so far?
Overall, at the beginning, I was giving it 8 to 9 out of 10. But as right now, after the Doncaster game, I'm giving it's a 6.
Yeah.
It's a 6 out of 10.
I don't think many people can sort of argue with that, to be honest with you. So if we were to get rid of Phil, if we were lucky enough, the new owners come in, we'll talk about them in a minute, and we were to get somebody in to replace Phil Parkinson, is anybody you think would do a decent job?
If it was possible, I would have Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you think he would come?
I think he would. I mean, look what he did with Bournemouth. Eddie was an unknown manager when he took on Bournemouth, and he did wonders for him. Got him from League 2 all the way up to the Prem. He's got history in League One. Would he come? I hope he would, because the fan base is big, the stadium, Sunderland in general is a fantastic place. So I don't know why he would not come.
I don't know much about his style of play. Is he like an attacking minded manager, or?
He's more of a balanced manager.
Right.
He's more balanced on all positions. But in the Prem, he did rotate between defence and attack with a load of pacey players.
Right.
So that for me is kind of like more suitable for us than any other manager at the minute.
Yeah, it's not a bad shot. I've never even thought about him, to be honest with you. But if he would come, I think at the minute a lot of people would take me as manager over Parkinson. He's not really a fan's favourite. There is still a few people that's still Parkinson in, who I've noticed. But I think especially if we lose again the next couple of games, then I think he's got to be on thin ice, and I think we desperately need it. Do you think the takeover's close to happening? I mean, there's lots of rumours. It's been going on. Well, it's been going on for a long time, but recently some more rumours coming out. I noticed one today. I haven't had a chance to read it yet about some American. Do you think it's going to happen soon, or do you think it's still?
I think the takeover will be happening closer than we think. Kyril Dreyfus is more the front runner than William Story and anyone else, because of the links what he's got with Suntory. With his dad being a former Marseille owner. He's passed all the tests as well. So I think Dreyfus is going to be the kid in charge.
Do you think it's a good idea? A lot of the fans are saying he's 22-year-old. He's not going to know what to do. He's going to just be some spoiled little rich kid. Do you just agree with that, or do you think he should be given a chance?
I would give him a chance, because he's only got the 2 billion in a trust fund, so he can't blow all the money. It's got to go from lawyers and his mother until he's a certain age. So spoiled rich kid, he could be, but he won't be blowing 2 billion like it's like Roman Abramovich.
That's
but
fair enough.
I would give him a chance. I would rather give Dreyfus a chance over Donald.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's no competition there. I noticed today as well, actually, Nigel Pearson and Phillips being mentioned again for the position of manager. Would you take that?
I would definitely take Pearson and Phillips. Obviously, Kevin Phillips, club legend. Be nice to have Kev back at the Stadium of Light. Neil Pearson, he's had experience in League One as well with Leicester. But that will be a very nice combo.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd like to see. I think it'd be fantastic. I know, the only concern is that it doesn't work out, and then the fans I don't think they'd turn against Kevin Phillips, but it would sort of spoil a little bit because of how much of a legend he is. You know what I mean? It would sort of taint his image at the club. So I have my doubts there, but we'll see. Anyway, that's just a time will tell thing, isn't it? Let's move on to the next question, right? What we've got here. What's gone wrong at Sunderland? Why do you think we ended up down here? Is it all Short's fault?
I can't really blame Short, because he did bring in the money. He did bring in the players, what we kind of asked for. But at the same time, it was more the appointments, the managerial appointments, which messed up the style of play and everything else. But I would say 20% on Short's end for the reason why we're all the way down here. But at the same time, it's also the managers. They should have kept us where we were, but we ended up in League One.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get back to the Premiership anytime, or even the Championship? Well, give us a prediction of how long you think it's going to take us to get out of this league and then back into the Premiership.
If we get rid of Parkinson, get someone who's done this league comfortably, got teams out of this league comfortably, I would say probably this season, maybe next season, we get back into the Championship. But Premier League, I would say in about 5 years.
Yeah.
At the minute, the way the club is, I would give it 5 years.
Yeah, it's a realistic target considering how big the gap is. A lot of fans still wanting 2 seasons time. We're going to be back in the Premiership. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be that good. Anyway, let's move on to your favourite player. Who's your current favourite player? And I know you haven't been a Sunderland fan for like decades, but who is your favourite player of all time that you're aware of as well?
All time, I've actually got two. Two favourite Sunderland players of all time for me is Kevin Phillips and Niall Quinn.
Yeah. Obvious reasons.
Kevin Phillips, absolutely fantastic, getting the goals in for Sunderland. When I was a kid, I was watching match every day, and there's Kevin Phillips on the TV doing the goals. I was like, whoa, this guy's mental. Niall Quinn, absolutely a fantastic player. Then I have a load of respect for him for taking charge of Sunderland in the boardroom, and then getting Roy Keane in, who for me is one of the greatest Manchester United players from the class of '92. But from where Sunderland was in the Championship when Quinn was in the boardroom, in the relegation zone, and getting Keane in and getting us promoted to the Prem, I had a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, it's fair enough. He's done a lot of good for the community as well, Niall Quinn. I think he made about £1 million on his testimonial and give it to the Sunderland Hospital to build some ward or something. So you can't help but not respect somebody like that. And nobody could really argue with your choices there. So what about your current favourite player?
Current favourite player? It's got to be Ledbetter.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've always been a fan of Ledbetter for the last few years now, and for him to come back and literally go, right, let's have another season, let's try and do what we can do. And there's people going, why Ledbetter? Why is he back? And he's proven it. He's proven what we missed. So for me, at the minute, Grant Ledbetter.
Yeah, he's definitely proven a lot of people wrong. I'm quite happy to hold my hands up and say I was one of them people thinking, oh God, he's too old. He's not going to have it. But he has been consistently good this season. I think he's had one off game that I can remember where he let a straight pass go and stuff like that. But he's played a lot of games for quite a sort of oldish player, if you know what I mean. Do you think he's capable of playing 3-4 games in a couple of weeks, or would you prefer to have him just once a week?
If he can handle it, fitness-wise, then yeah, I would have him 3 or 4 games in a row. But if he's not happy with it physically and fitness levels, then I would have him like just once a week.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Also, we did mention earlier on that you supported Grimsby. Do you still support Grimsby? Are they your number one team, are they?
Number 2.
Number 2. Is there any other teams or any other sports that you're like sort of following at the minute that you enjoy watching?
I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Love
Kansas.
Kansas
City. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Love them. They're a great NFL team. I'm a New York Yankees baseball fan. And Toronto Maple Leafs in the ice hockey, and LA Lakers in the basketball.
Right. Well, I'm not going to pretend I know anything about them sports because I don't. The American sports just go over my head. But I know there is a lot. They do have a lot of fans in this country, actually, don't they? These sort of teams.
Oh yeah, yeah. The NFL is just literally expanding every time we do the international series.
Yeah.
When it was at Wembley, and hopefully when this pandemic's over, it's going to be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The UK fan base is just growing. absolutely growing in terms of the NFL. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. I think obviously I think I've said before, Formula One's my only other sport that I watch. Even with Sunderland, I'm Sunderland. I'm not a massive football fan as such. I don't really follow the Premiership, or I follow the Premiership if we're in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my knowledge is quite limited on a lot of sports. If you ask us about Formula One and Sunderland, yeah, fine. Anything else, I'm no good. But right, what we got next? We've got a couple of games I want to ask you about coming up. First one is Fleetwood, and that's on Friday. They're on the same points as us, but they're just above us. Now, obviously, that's got the Joey Barton connection. How can you see that game panning out, and can you give us a prediction for that, please?
Joey Barton. Where shall I start?
Yeah.
Well, I was there for the last. Was it the last game or a couple of games before lockdown? I was there with Mikey for the Fleetwood game. I was not happy the way that result went. But then you got to look at the, as I like to call it, the Tin Pot Trophy, where we lost 2-1. I think revenge is on the cards against Barton, but at the same time, Fleetwood has got that little bit of mentality. Prediction wise, if we can hold out for a draw, that would be good, but I want us to push for 3 points. So I'm going to go 2-1 Sunderland.
Right, 2-1 Sunderland. I'll definitely take that right now. Just to beat Joey Barton. That's all I want. I don't care if it's 1-0 bouncing off somebody's arse and in the goal. We just need to beat Fleetwood.
If we beat Fleetwood, then I will be doing my next YouTube video. Will be like, take that, Barton.
Yes, I thought for a second there you were going to see your next YouTube video. You'll be sitting in your boxes like you told Wee Philly to do. Is that is that a possibility, Noah?
No, I will be picking up my sister's Newcastle shirt and blowing my nose with it.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea actually. After that game, not long after that game, actually on the Friday, it's not the Saturday, it's a Friday game as it stands, I think. Burton away. Is it away? No, Burton's at home, sorry. Fleetwood was away. So Burton's got 1 win so far, currently sitting bottom of the league. I think they're having an extremely disappointing season in comparison to what they and pretty much all of us thought as well. Give us the same again with that, mate. How you think that's going to go and a prediction?
Let's see now. Burton. Like you said, mate, they are failing massively in terms of expectations where they should be in the league. 1 win in all the league games is not really where Burton needs to be right now. Yeah. But if we get that win over Joey Barton and then push on to Burton, it's gonna be very, very interesting. Can we beat Burton? Yes. Have we got the tactics for it? 50-50. But if we get a new man at the helm by then it'll be comfortable. I will go 3-0 Sunderland win.
Right. You just mentioned there about tactics. What would you do differently for these 2 games? I mean, you might do different things for different games, but roughly, what sort of changes do you think we should be making? Is there any sort of players you'd like to see come in, some that you think need to come out or be rested? Give us a quick line of what you think, maybe if you want to start with Fleetwood, what you think the team should be.
Fleetwood, let's have a think. Who shall I not have in? Well, I know who I'll definitely put in, Jack Diamond.
Yeah.
Put him in straight away. Keep the same formation, because that seems to work. I'm not going to change that. I would change the mentality. I won't tell them just all go straight up, literally balance it. If they're having problems at the back, get the midfield out the back, cover that area, and same up front. Put Charlie Wyke on the bench. Put him on the bench.
Who's going to score? Who's going to score if we put Charlie Wyke on the bench, though? I mean, I know you've got Gucci Maguire that can sometimes pull a goal out of the bag, but strikers wise, I mean, what is it? What's wrong with we can buy a striker from somewhere, any team that can bang the goals in, they come to Sunderland and they're just shite. What is the problem? I don't get it, why this is happening.
No idea why. It's like with Danny Graham. When he first came into the club, he only banged in one goal.
Mm-hmm.
He disappears to like Blackburn and other clubs. He's banging in all of them.
Comes back.
And he comes back, one goal.
Yeah.
So why? So that's a waste of money on Danny Graham right there. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like huge expectations on their shoulders because they want to live up to the Jermaine Defoe's, the Fraser Campbell's, the Kevin Phillips type of tallies.
Yeah.
But I would give Jack Diamond a good run out.
Yeah.
If Gooch is failing to score, then put Wyke on for Fleetwood. So that would be my tactics against Fleetwood. For Burton, I would change it up. I will put Wyke back on the starting 11, Diamond on the bench. Keep the same mentality, keep the same tactics, but at the same time, make sure that every time he crosses it, somebody on the ball, literally taking the balls.
Yeah, I think that's Wyke's biggest problem. He doesn't seem to attack the ball enough for me. That's why he's not getting the goals. Yeah, people suggest he can hold the ball up well sometimes, and he does have a few little tricks about him. But overall, as a striker, their job is to score goals, and none of them are doing it for me. Yeah. I wasn't happy when Graham signed. I said, maybe I was being pessimistic, but I was just like, if he didn't do it the first time when he was younger, you can't really expect him to do it now when he's older. So I don't know. I was hoping he was going to prove us wrong. He hasn't done that yet. Is there any of the signings that we have made you're sort of happy with? We've got you've got Sanderson to choose from. Some of them's been injured and not having the McFanzy or something. He's coming back, I think, soon. Can't even remember who else we've signed now. Danny Graham's an obvious one. How do you think? Oh yeah. Unfortunately, he got injured as well, didn't he? He was looking good.
Yeah. Arby for me, when we had him on pre-season on trials, he was really, really good. I thought, please get him. And then we got him. I was ecstatic. I was happy. And now he's out for the rest of the season. And I'm like, no, we just got the kid.
Sunderland's luck, that, isn't it?
Yeah, Sunderland luck.
Yeah.
But why we got Danny Graham, no idea. But for me, Arby was my main man.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair enough. It's just a shame we didn't get to see a bit more of him. You never know if we're in League One next season, which is a good chance we could be. We might see a bit more of him then, and he can help us get out of the league. But it's not looking good this season so far for me.
No.
Right, that's pretty much all the questions, apart from the main question, the one that I like to ask at the end. It's current league table. I'm sure you've seen it. We've got a league table of who you hate the most out of all of the leagues. Could be player or manager. There's 3 people in there at the minute. Who, have a think about it. Tell us, if you need to think about it, who do you hate the most out of all the leagues?
Joey Barton.
You didn't have to think very long, did you?
No.
Yeah, he's running away with it now. So I think I haven't got it in front of us, but I think he's got 7 votes. We've got Steve Evans on 1 and David Moyes on 1 as well. If you just out of interest, obviously we've got Joey Barton as your number 1. Is there anybody else you can't stand?
there's actually three. Joey Barton, Dick Advocat, and Jose Mourinho.
Yeah. You just don't like his attitude, you know?
No, literally walking around like he's God gift to managers. I mean, come on, you beat Man United when you was Porto manager. You won the European League. You won the Champions League. You're not the special one. Drop the title.
Yeah.
He does me head in.
I think that's an excellent place to end it. Mourinho is not the special one. We don't need him at Sunderland. No, but that's it, mate. I really appreciate you coming on. You've done a fantastic job. Is there anything else you want to say before we end it?
Just a big shout out to Gilsey because F-Ring Uncle John's messaged me earlier today saying thank you so much for the shout out. It means a lot to him because he's had a load of issues, family-wise, personal-wise, for the last few months. So that's why I did a shout out for him on my channel because he kind of deserves it. Trying to get the subscriber count up. So
yeah.
So Gilsey's absolutely brilliant YouTuber. I watched some of his content. I watched him on this channel as well, and he deserves all the love from the Sunderland community at the minute after what he's gone through.
Yeah, definitely. It's a nice shout out. He would tell you off, mind. He told me off as well for calling him Gilsey. It's Gilesy. He likes Giles. Gilesy, yeah. So get used to saying that, otherwise he'll be after you.
But yeah, side accent can't help it.
But yeah, I totally agree. I've started watching his videos. There's quite a lot at the minute. The Steins, SCFC, who I love. Obviously, Michael Bauer, Sack Fan TV. There's loads of them out there now. Yeah, I hope I didn't miss anybody else off there. But yeah, that is it. Appreciate everybody for coming and watching this episode 9 of FanCast with Karl. Like I say, his Twitter and YouTube links will be below. Please go and give them a look. If you like them, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. Share this video, like this video, do everything that you can do to help support the channel. We appreciate it. Thanks again, Karl.
No problem, Paul. Thank you so much.
No worries. You take care. Everybody take care. And for now, we will see you later.